the last match of this round, and right afterwards we will be bringing to you the round 3 matchups. But here we go. Let's see what we have in the throne room. As usual, we're looking for an extra key, a set of wings, something along those lines, or some gold with a town nearby. What do we have? We have wings. Okay, so we're going to get a free key here. We're going to get the death necklace and a key. So the wings are really nice. You can wing out, and then you can save that key for now.
With 19 starting strength, I would almost be tempted to just slap on that death necklace right now and be extra, extra strong.
I think I would take a look around and see what happens to be out there. If there's a town nearby, I absolutely agree. Ooh, gold in the treasury. We have the silver harp in the treasury. We have another set of wings. And we have a dragon scale. So that's actually going to help their defense a little bit. It'll take Angel's defense power from 3 to 5. Marginal difference. Magicians have fire breath on Silverfyre.
And Magidrakies have sleep. Silverfyre ran into a Magidraki who back attacked him and put him to sleep, and I thought he was just going to die right there. But no, gets a little bit more bad news on top of the bad news, as Angel FM should have no problem taking out this ghost to get level 2 right off the bat.
Yep. And as you said, not a problem. Let's see what level 2 brings us. Oh, and there's a cave on Silverfyre side. 10, 5, 6, 6. And the spell, what do we have? We have heal. Oh, awesome. So this is going to give our runners a little bit of staying power, a little bit more strength.
Silverfyre.
Oh, here we go. We have a metal slime that can't run.
They have just 1 strength below the point where they would be able to run. But the defense is so low, the metal slime is actually killing Silverfyre. Is he going to die? Yes, he does. He did 2 damage to the metal slime, but his defense is so low that he actually died to it. Oh my gosh, that's a tilter right there.
Yeah, that is unfortunate now. And you can kind of see the difference here with Angel checking the treasury right away with the wings. That dragon scale may have been enough to give Silverfyre just that little bit of extra defense that maybe he could kill that metal slime.
Oh my goodness. Scorpions would hurt more, no.
Oh, so this is a fun little seed. We have Magicians with Dragon Lord 2 Breath. We have Scorpions with Hurt More, and we have... what the heck did we just see? My God, my brain is shot.
Scorpion with Hurt More, Magician with DL2, and Magidrakies have sleep. That's what we've seen.
Oh, there we go. Well, Angel knows that Magicians have fire now.
Yeah, and so now this is interesting because Angel FM and Silverfyre, they have a little bit of knowledge that the other doesn't. I don't think Angel FM has quite seen this cave yet, and I'm not sure that Silverfyre even walked into it, but they do have knowledge of that cave down to the south, and they are going to get level 2 here, which is going to give that really big strength boost, as Angel FM is also going to get level 3. And so Angel FM knows what's in the treasury. Angel FM knows that there is a gold grind available, and that was a lot of HP. And Stop Spell is actually going to be potentially pretty useful here in the early goings, especially against the Scorpion. Angel FM hasn't seen it yet, and it looks like Angel FM is actually not going to see this Hurt More just yet. Going to go ahead and take out this Scorpion right now. But in the future, if Angel FM does see that Hurt More come out, he can just go ahead and put a kibosh to that right away with the Stop spell.
And Silverfyre did see the length of the cave that is to the south, and it is Swamp Cave. And they are now at the other end of the Swamp Cave, and let's see what we have out there.
Oh, so Silverfyre is on the opposite side of the Swamp Cave? And it looks like Angel FM has walked a little bit too far away from start and has run into a rogue Scorpion and died. Alligator perhaps? Angel FM knows what's in the Tentacle Treasury because they started with wings. And Silverfyre opted to hold on to the key, whereas Angel FM went ahead and used it. And so in the treasury, I do believe we had a dragon scale, the harp, some gold. I don't remember what was in that last chest, but those are some of the 3. So most importantly, so the silver harp, obviously a required item to finish the game. Oh, thank you, Fury SK. Yes, Wings was the fourth chest. But yeah, so important to note that the silver harp is there. And next most important to note is that, yes, there is gold in the treasury, so there is a gold grind available.
Yep, indeed. And Sylverfyre did make their way through the swamp cave and did wander a little too far from home base and got sent back to start by a green dragon. Meanwhile, we have Angel FM getting level 4 and taking on this wolf, which he should be able to take care of in a few more hits.
Yeah, taking full advantage of this really, really high starting strength. The defense power is a little bit unfortunate. And wow, rolling a 6 there right at the very end, still manages to take it out. Angel FM with a quick level 5 here, and level 5 didn't give a whole lot in terms of strength or agility, so the agility is still looking pretty abysmal, but they might be slow, but both of them are going to be hitting really, really hard right now.
Ooh, Scorpions have both mores. They have hurt more and they have heal more.
And that's going to be really unfortunate for Angel FM. Not just one MP short of being able to cast that stop spell to guarantee that kill. Can't outlast the heal more. And finally ends up getting sent back. And no, Sylverfyre, they were looking for level 4, I believe. And unfortunately, the Magic Jockey ran away and the Scorpion cast Hurt More. I'm a little surprised not to see the stop spell come out, but Sylverfyre may have forgotten the seed moving a little bit quickly right now.
Yeah, indeed. And something to note with that Magidraki fight on Sylverfyre's side, not only did it cast Sleep, but it actually smacked Sylverfyre around a couple times before leaving.
I see.
Myself plays 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. To answer your question in chat, why do they look different? Because they're using different sprites. Angel FM is using Elena from Dragon Warrior 4, and Sylverfyre is using, I think, another Dragon Warrior 4 sprite. I want to say it's either Mara or Nara, maybe? I'll have to see when their sprite comes back up after this level 4 montage. And it is Nara from Dragon Warrior 4. And can you make yourself look like Link? Absolutely. Link is one of the preloaded sprites.
Wow, these Scorpions are really laying down the hurt here, taking one of them. I don't know if it was a back attack or if Angel FM took a risky swing, but one of them putting Angel FM out of his misery here. And Sylverfyre has a wolf on their screen, so trying to outlast with the heal, but not quite getting the rolls they might have wanted. Could potentially survive another hit here, yes. Can they finish it right here? Gets a 7, no. And exactly 10, I don't know what the range was. Of course, we know the defense power is terrible, but very unfortunate there. Sylverfyre unable to take out the wolf. Could have helped close up that experience gap.
Ooh, and Warlocks join Wraith Knight in having Baby's Breath. Something interesting to note here as we look at our runner's stats for a second. If you notice, Sylverfyre is using a Strength Agility build and Angel FM is using Strength HP. Now, granted, it's level 5 versus level 4, but agility is actually higher on Angel FM's side at level 5, which is a little unusual. Usually by now, level 4, level 5, you start to see agility really being higher with the Strength Agility build.
I think, if I understand it correctly, and someone in chat can correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's not usually till level 8 or 9 that you start seeing the preferred stats start to pull away. But we can just keep an eye on that here in the commentary booth. And I'm sure pretty soon here we will start to see pulling away of the stats. We'll probably even notice as soon as Sylverfyre hits level 5 themselves here, we'll see that HP just be a smidge lower than Angel FM's, and we may even see an extra point of agility then. But that remains to be seen as Sylverfyre taking the grind option, recognizes, oh, just a little bit too high for that wolf zone, runs into the wizard, is able to get away. A very nice run there is going to help Sylverfyre stay out on this map to get more experience.
Indeed, meanwhile, Angel finding a nice little Druin on the other side of the swamp cave gets him to level 6. Ooh, nice agility, strength, and MP there, but of course, 0 strength.
Alrighty, Angel FM deciding that now that he is at level 6, this is going to be the time to go ahead and head out on the map. Running out of resources, Druid Lord cast Stop Spell. If Angel FM wanted to throw in a Stop Spell of his own, there's a chance he might be able to take this out. I think that's a risk that that I might be willing to take here, but Angel FM having different thoughts here. He's going to run into this werewolf and is probably not going to get away. No, actually does. Was thinking about using an herb, but doesn't actually have any. Not going to be able to walk through this swamp up here. He's going to have to find a different way around. And wow, gets away from the green dragon too. A bit of a early hero walk here from Angel FM.
Meanwhile, we have Sylverfyre back in the castle. I would imagine they're going to go use the gold that they have to go buy a key so that they can check out the treasury. I would think that's the plan.
Absolutely, it does seem to be that way. I believe 89 is exactly enough gold for one extra key, which is enough because we know that there is gold in the treasury. So as soon as Sylverfyre opens the one door, they can buy the one key, go back, get some gold, go back and get more keys, and even check out the basement, which, as far as I know, Angel FM has not yet done. And this is actually going to give Sylverfyre a bit of an advantage here. They were able to hold on to this key. They're going to be able to buy more keys in short order here. And Angel FM using the key early, hoping for the sword or something else equally beneficial, is going to come up a little bit short as we see the Stone Sunlight Cave.
Ooh, and a free key. That's actually really handy for Sylverfyre. This way, they don't have to necessarily reset if and when they find nothing good in the treasury other than the silver harp. So, you can, in theory, do an infinite key grind here if you want to. But at least this way, Sylverfyre does not have to take a reset.
Absolutely. Just going to go ahead and use that extra key. Going to be very happy to see the gold rolling high on the gold total, too. That's near the max end of the gold chest range. And now can easily just go buy one or two more keys and even potentially hold on to hand axe money. Let's see if they decide to do that or not. They haven't seen any towns just yet, so might be a little bit risky holding on to that hand axe money, but still a thing that could pop up in the back of their mind. Nope, just going to go ahead and top up on keys.
So right now we are in exploratory phase, and I'm pretty sure the only way to advance through this seed at this point is to go through that swamp cave, because I'm pretty sure this continent that Tantagil is on is rather sparse.
Yeah, it seems rather sparse from the outset. I don't think Sylverfyre has been up through this swamp yet. I think there was this swamp up here and then a little bit more swamp to the north. But both runners have been a little bit more focused on leveling up to this point, so a little bit hard to say either way whether or not we've already seen the limits of the territory or not. Would be the sparsest main continent I've ever seen, if that is indeed the case, but yeah, Sylverfyre, having already gone through and seen everything there is to see in Tantagil, is going to go ahead and try to take out this wolf, which is going to close up that experience lead a little bit more on their side. Yes, they do go ahead and do that. And then Angel FM is going to go ahead and find the swamp cave here and go to the other side.
Yep, indeed. And Angel did happen to see another town, I believe, south and west of the swamp cave before they took an unfortunate death to an armored knight. Oh, and another town is due south of the swamp cave.
And it looks like this is where Angel FM died not too long ago. I think he was actually on this other continent a little bit earlier. And again, it just like last time, walking through this desert, trying to get to that town that he'd spotted, and just gets blocked completely by a rogue knight. Rogue knights having very, very high defense power and very high agility along with it. Going to make them hard to run away from here in the early goings, as Sylverfyre, recognizing that there's a lot of good enemies here. All the enemies that were dangerous before, like the Magitrakis, the Scorpions, they get mostly one-shot. And the Wolves are pretty easy to deal with their immense attack power. So going to go ahead and try to get the quick level 7 here. And Angel FM looks like he's thinking the same thing. And taking a quick look at the stats here, we are seeing Angel FM already starting to pull away. 4-point advantage in the hit points. We don't quite see the agility bonus yet for Silverfyre, but I imagine we will see that within the next couple of levels as their agility hopefully starts to increase.
And looks like both of our runners here will be grinding to at least level 7. This Magidrake will take Angel FM to level 7, as long as he doesn't get slept and wrecked.
I think slept and tickled is what's happening right now.
Alright, let's see what level 7 brings for Angel FM and shortly Silverfyre. Nice power, agility, nice magic points, and the spell of Repel.
Okay, that Repel spell, not going to be super useful right now. You could actually put it to use in that zone that they've been fighting around in before. I think with that 21 defense power, they should be repelling the Magidrake, maybe even the Scorpion, and then that sets them up to only see wolves. So if Angel FM continues to have difficulty getting through around on the second continent, might want to go back and use that repel spell to kind of cancel out everything but the wolves and maybe the scorpions to try to get even, maybe even get that level 8 before making some more trips out on the map. But gonna go ahead and check out as soon as he walks out of the cave, oh my goodness.
Ooh, but does get away from the AK-47, the Armored Knight, on the first attempt. So that's big. Let's see if Angel now can parlay that into getting into that town that he saw that's just south of this swamp.
Yeah, that's actually, that's actually a little bit of good news for our runners because they already have Stop Spell, and so now that Angel FM knows that they have Hurt More, he could potentially just go ahead and throw out a couple of preemptive stop spells the next time he sees one. If one of those can land, that can help you either get away or later on maybe even take it down if they can pick up a good weapon or the Hurt More spell of their own. But that's going to be remain to see here as Angel FM trying to make it to this town.
Meanwhile, we have Silverfyre using Stop Spell strats on a Scorpion to get some HP. Or not HP, to get some experience, I should say. Angel FM gets away from that rogue Scorpion and is just about ready to go into this town. What town do we have? Maybe.
Not yet. Bullford says, not yet, you gotta get through me. Oh, almost, and then a stone man. Oh, gets away from the stone man.
And it's a useful town. It is the town of Cantlin. Now, given that Angel FM does not have any keys currently, this town isn't as good as it could be, but Angel FM is going to pick up a copper sword.
Schubinator asking in chat, I'm wondering why Silver got the gold then. I think, if I had to guess, Silver is just thinking, because they've got a full complement of keys, anytime they die is a good chance to just grab that gold and just hold on to it in your pocket for later. This wolf is going to go ahead and get Silverfyre level 7, and I imagine that they're going to want to go ahead and come back out onto the map. And if they can hold on to this money and make it all the way to Cantlin, they could potentially buy, this kill is going to give them 1,000 gold for half plate. They could go ahead and buy a large shield. There's actually a lot of potential options, and having keys gives them access to all 3 shops. And with the stats being what they are, if I find half plate, that's what I would go for right now. Gonna go ahead and get that MP and that repel spell. And yes, gonna go ahead and hit that return. I imagine they're gonna go ahead and hit up that old man in order to get all their MP back before I imagine moving on to that second continent.
And it'll be interesting to see if while they're here, Silverfyre takes some more gold out of that treasury.
That would actually be an interesting move as well, because you would have to roll pretty much the bare minimum not to get enough to have potentially broadsword money, actually. And with their strength being as it is, if you take that broadsword, Silverfyre stopping to look at their stats, going to go ahead and grab this chest here. you could actually, the other thing you could do, okay, yes, gets just enough money. If they can make it all the way to Cantland, they could get half plate and a hand axe. And I think that will put them in a really, really good spot, especially if they decide to come back and grind in the zone once again. But even like those werewolves that we were seeing before, maybe even the rogue scorpions could potentially be an option because the offense is really, really high already. But Sylverfyre does have to make it to Cantland first, has to see it, and then also has to make it. So let's see what happens.
Now, also important to keep in mind, I do not think Sylverfyre actually saw the town that we know to be Cantland. So we'll see if they even go to the south right away. It'll be interesting because if they do tend to go south right out of this cave, then, and they finally don the death necklace. Excuse me 1 second.
Yeah, I think that even if Sylverfyre goes straight south, it might still pop up on the screen. I didn't see exactly how far west it was, but no, Sylverfyre actually going to go ahead and go north, but it looks like this peninsula is going to cut off here fairly quickly, which is going to make Sylverfyre want to head back probably in a southern direction, maybe kind of cheat along the coast, and still going to be able to see that town. And Angel FM, I don't know if they were bonking or not. Maybe found the tablet cave, just immediately notes right out of there. I'm guessing that that's tablet based on the movements.
And indeed, and if Sylverfyre does keep going to the south, they will stumble into the town of Cantland with a decent amount of money at their disposal.
Yeah, exactly. And now here at level 7, we are seeing the stat differential start to show up. Sylverfyre with 1 extra point in agility, and Angel FM now with 5 extra points in HP. So either one of these stats could end up making the difference towards the end. Obviously, HP, one of the more important things, one of the things we really look at towards the end game. But that agility can also be pretty important in terms of getting away from things and also potentially defense breaking things. And so now, unless Sylverfyre cheats really, really hard along this coastline and decides to head west, and that's exactly what they do, just barely missing the town of Cantland.
And something to note for future grinding purposes, green dragons have the sleep and tickle combo. They have the sleep spell and the spell of hurt.
Oh, wow. That's going to be wonderful here for both of our runners. Already, again, having that stop spell. Going to be able to go ahead and use that, especially in the case of Sylverfyre. If Sylverfyre can, again, just head a little bit south after checking out whatever this cave is. Hopefully isn't going to get sniped by the Star... No, Star Wyvern is going to snipe Sylverfyre. Going to send them back. Going to have about 960 gold in the pocket. I think that's the way the math's going to work out. Or 860? 890? How much gold do you have? 890, there you go. Alrighty, so 890, gonna go ahead and grab that chest, and not gonna lose too much gold because, again, of having this chest as an option, but an unfortunate setback.
It looks like Angel has decided discretion is the better part of valor, and it looks like he's gonna take a grind up to level 8.
And that's gonna come real quick here. This wolf's gonna make it exactly 1 point away. And so Sylverfyre taking a little bit more of an exploratory strategy here as Angel FM getting as close to the cave as possible, really wants to just head over to the opposite side as soon as he gets level 8. And yeah, Sylverfyre had taken a very short experience lead, but preferring to do the exploration at this point, has fallen just a smidge behind as Angel FM takes level 8.
Nice power, nice hit points, and a spell. What spell? Is that Radiant, I think?
Radiant and Outside, which is going to help a little bit in the movements later on. If that was indeed the tablet cave just to the southeast, Angel FM can go ahead and clear that now very quickly if he wants to. Sylverfyre, meanwhile, going northeast from the swamp cave, again, just barely missing this town. It's not a huge deal because Angel FM doesn't have keys and so can't actually access the more useful parts of Cantland just yet, but if Sylverfyre could have just walked into Cantland, would have a pretty large potential advantage in both items that they could buy as well as the coordinates that they could get. I think they just saw yet another cave up here. We'll be able to find out as soon as they take out this Warlock. Should be able to do that with ease, punching with Iron Fists here, 40 strength. And stopping to take some notes maybe. And okay, it looks like I was mistaken. I thought I saw a cave up here. But so far, I'm going to go ahead and continue to explore this northwest portion of the map. Would probably like to find the town right about now before they die again.
Oh, and it looks like Sylverfyre is going to search the Sparkover Bridge, which is defined as a bridge leading to one tile.
Seed validated.
Ooh, and Sylverfyre does in fact find a town, but they need to get away from this green dragon first that will sleep and tickle you to death.
I really hope Sylverfyre throws the stop spell out. Oh no, getting punched! The green dragon decides we're going to put the feather duster away and use the claws. And Sylverfyre gets sent home once again right before finding something useful. Terrible, terrible misfortune befalling Sylverfyre here in the early goings.
And based on movement, I think Angel FM is in the mountain cave, I think.
Could go ahead and use that Radiant spell, but it does appear Angel FM is comfortable with the dark movements.
Or no, this might be grave. It is the grave. So what do we have in the first three? We have gold, we have a torch, and we have more gold. So not really useful the first floor of the grave.
Yeah, Angel FM was really hoping for a key in that cave. That gold could, if he can make it back to Caitlin, Angel FM could use that gold to buy some gear, but really, really wanted to find a key there to make up for the key that he spent at the very start of this race. Now, that is going to help out Sylverfyre, as Sylverfyre does maintain that key advantage for the moment.
Sylverfyre using stop spell strats on this Scorpion, and Angel does in fact make it back to Caitlin. So let's see what he's going to buy while here. Looks like he's checking out the first shop. Not interested. Maybe he's going to go check out the second shop now. What are you looking for? You're looking for half plate. You're looking for a hand axe. You're looking for a large shield. You know, maybe a broadsword. Let's see what they've got here. There's a hand axe.
Alrighty, and since they already have so much strength, that hand axe is only going to help kill even bigger monsters here. So good pickup for Angel FM. And also going to go ahead and check out this other shop as Sylverfyre gets killed by a green dragon again. And Angel FM going to go ahead and pick up a chainmail for some good early starting equipment.
RNG is not being kind to Sylverfyre right now. That's hate it when that happens.
Absolutely. Was that another back attack? Very unfortunate that Sylverfyre not even getting a chance to try out the stop spell, which would probably help out a lot against those green dragons. And Angel FM gonna go ahead and make some sundry purchases here. Goes ahead and fills up on herbs. Gonna go ahead and get. I think Angel FM should have already had a dragon scale, if I'm not mistaken. Getting one out of the treasury, maybe.
Indeed.
But yeah, okay. This was the tablet cave, and so Angel FM declining to go through that in the dark does go ahead and go through it with the radiant spell and the outside spell. Gonna be a very, very quick check for Angel FM here as sylverfyre for the umpteenth time already in the last half hour, making their way through the swamp cave. Ooh, Stone to Sunlight. Oh, wow, Tablet Cave required.
So that is our second required item. So the only thing now we're looking, well, two things we're looking for at this point are the Staff of Rain Cave, where you can exchange the harp for the Staff of Rain, and we're looking for the token. Now, we haven't seen a cursed belt yet in a seed, so the token may well be in a chest, or it may well be in a search spot. We don't know yet.
Absolutely. Oh, sylverfyre already knows that the Armored Knights are a bit fond of casting that hurt more. Unfortunately, only gets one chance to try the stop spell. It doesn't work, and the Armored Knights buries his automatic axe into their head once again. Unfortunate. Only 2 steps out of the swamp cave and still not able to make really any progress at all on this map. Has knowledge of where some things are, does sylverfyre, knows where town is to the northeast. Still hasn't seen Cantland to the southwest, but when you're only able to take 1 or 2 steps on the second continent before getting sent back, this is just incredibly frustrating.
Yeah, if I was sylverfyre here, I'd kind of be ready to throw a controller at this point. They're just not getting any sort of RNG luck at all exiting that swamp cave.
Yeah, this is brutal. Lord of the Sin noticed that Angel is getting all the lucky runs this race. Unfortunately for Angel FM, has not really been able to translate these lucky runs into much. Still missing that key. Can't dive the grave. No key there. Does have the Stones of Sunlight, but sylverfyre will be able to pick those up as soon as they head directly south of the swamp cave. They're going to go ahead and see that other cave. They're going to see that it's the tablet they already have outside. They'll have those Stones of Sunlight momentarily. So Angel FM really needs to find keys. I think that's the thing that's going to be big. Or maybe even get to level 9. Maybe level 9 has hurt more. Here's another cave. Looking like Mountain Cave.
Yep, this does in fact look like Mountain Cave.
And so 5 chances at either a key or Erdrick's sword, which would break things pretty wide open here, as sylverfyre knows where they saw a town earlier, is just going to beeline in that direction and hope that they make it.
Worth noting here that now that we've found the Mountain Cave, we have found all of the quote-unquote dark caves. The only caves we have left to find are the Staff of Rain Cave and the Rainbow Drop, aka Jerk Cave.
Yeah, that is interesting. I was honestly expecting that cave that Angel FM just walked into to be a light cave, but was not. And again, is going to give some chances for Angel FM to potentially make up the one deficit that he really has here, which again are those keys. If we did see one loose key sitting in the basement of Tantagel, so that's one of those loose keys off the map. But again, 5 chances to find another loose key. Pretty good odds to pull that off. And sylverfyre getting blocked again by the green dragon. And not taking the opportunity to try the sleep spell. And gonna stay asleep. And gonna die again. There is a town, for those who have not seen, there is a town just to the north of where sylverfyre is. That's where they've been trying to get to. Every time they've gotten anywhere near it, a green dragon has shown up and said, "No, sir, no town for you."
This is just brutal luck that sylverfyre is encountering. Just absolutely brutal luck.
All right, so chat's telling me that they have tried stop spell, so I gotta pull something up here really quick. Okay, so 50% sleep, 25% hurt, and 7 of 16 stop spell resistance, so slightly better than a coin flip to land those stop spells in this instance. Finally getting away from a green dragon on this time. Gonna go ahead and was thinking about using the stop spell on the scorpion, but then decides, no, I'm just gonna run from it.
And it looks like the Mountain Cave was largely a zonk except for the Fighter's Ring.
Really? Did Angel FM full clear it?
It did appear as though Angel did full clear it, and nothing in particularly standing out. Just a bunch of gold in a fighter's run.
Wow, more gold chests out on the map. This is incredibly unfortunate for Angel FM. Normally, when you start out with an early key like this, you might want to go ahead and check the treasury just in case the sword's in there. And then you just kind of count on finding either Rimildar or keys at some point between the grave and the mountain cave. But losing big on that coin flip here is Angel FM as sylverfyre once again just trying to make it to this town. Is not that far away. Can basically smell it from here.
If this is Hawksness here, I don't know what I would do if I was sylverfyre. I might cry.
Yeah, crying would definitely be on the agenda if this is the case. But there's two towns, so even if one's Hawksness, the other's going to be useful, and it's coal. This could be huge. Gonna go ahead and walk over to the search spot. Gonna go ahead and menu that search command. Nope, gonna try to talk to somebody first. And wah, wah, wah.
Okay, so this now proves that we do have the fairy flute or the token in a chest.
Silver shield here and full plate mail as well in the shop of coal. Unfortunately, a copper sword, the best weapon that they could buy, but at least they have some armor now.
Yeah, better weapon and some armor, always good. Now they're going to go up to the second town here, and what do we have? We have Garenham, real big town here. So if the token is going to be in a chest, it's going to be in one of these three chests or Rimildar.
Could still be in the bottom of the grave as well, but yes, this could be a spot where we see that. And since we've seen Stones of Sunlight and all the dark caves, this cave back here has to be either the Shrine Cave or the Jerk Cave. And if it's the Shrine Cave, that would be really useful for sylverfyre because they can already turn in the heart.
And there is the fairy flute.
Alrighty, so we could still have token on the map here in this seed. I don't think we've seen any curse belts just yet. There is the Jerk, so that's going to put the Shrine Cave somewhere else on the map. And it looks like sylverfyre is going to go ahead and take a few notes here. Doesn't want to forget where that Jerk Cave is. And Silver Shield here as well in Garenham. If there were any other gold grind items, I missed them. But we do know that there are going to be plenty of chances for a gold grind in the near future, as sylverfyre, having the knowledge of this Silver Shield, is in their travels. We know, based on Angel FM's exploration pattern, that sylverfyre is going to come across the mountain cave first. And what's going to happen, I imagine, is sylverfyre is going to want to grab those top three chests and could do a gold grind from there, but may also want to go ahead and dive. And we know that there's a potential for the token to be in those bottom two chests. And sylverfyre, already having keys, could go ahead and clear out that grave. But in the meantime, gonna walk 2 steps out of the town, gonna see a Magidraki and take it out with the first Kaishin no Ichigaki of our 1-0 matchup for tonight.
Indeed. Meanwhile, Angel FM got, about a couple minutes ago, got sent back to start by a armored knight and is now whittling down this rogue scorpion and will continue their exploration north and west of the swamp cave. Oh, look, another and the green dragon again decides to cast the sleep spell. At least sylverfyre did, in fact, get out of that.
Yeah, finally having a little bit more luck with running away from things is sylverfyre was able to make some progress. Is going to try out this Rogue Scorpion. They have high defense, but their max HP isn't too terribly high, so they can actually take this one out. Not going to quite get a level, but, decides to decline it. I think they could have easily fought that. If I remember correctly, their max HP is under 30, and potentially could have even out-healed that with the heal spell, but going to go ahead and decline and just continue to explore.
So another member of the dragon family, the blue dragon, has sleep.
Oh dear, that's gonna be not super fun for our runners once they get to Charlock. That's actually a pretty scary monster to have the sleep spell with a blue dragon with agility being as low as it is. It's gonna be pretty tough. And Silverfyre now again just running into all sorts of bad luck here on this map. Um, and getting taken out by this armored knight who, as we can see here on the screen, 25% to cast hurt more and otherwise will just punch you in the face and swing that axe at you. And the stop spell not going to be super helpful there for our runners as they try to keep making progress. And Lorgon and Lorgon kind of disagreeing with me here, saying that the rogues would take too long. They would take a while, but as we watch Angel FM make this experientially grow and grow and grow, like, yeah, they have the hand axe, they have that extra level, and so they have that attack power working in their favor. But you see Angel FM willing away at this Rogue Scorpion, not really doing that much more damage than Silverfyre was. This is the way that you maintain your experience lead and your pace. I personally, if it were me, I would have gone after that Rogue Scorpion just because you really need to be scraping for any kind of experience you can find. And wow, Silverfyre checking the spike tile, sees the red dragon, and manages to run away.
But this is the grind spot of the seed. Given that the first thing the red dragon did was cast stop spell. The second thing the red dragon did was use baby's breath. Once they get Erdrick's armor and enough strength, that is absolutely the grind spot for the game.
And we have keys for Angel FM finding the town of Rimmildar and a little bit more exploring to do that we know. We know that two towns that are very important are going to be up in the top right. Well, okay, Cole maybe not so important, but Garenham is. And it may be a while before Angel FM heads up that way, so I hesitate to call this race equalized. But Angel FM can now at least access the coordinates, if nothing else.
Okay, and Silverfyre has found the tablet cave, and they will get their stones of sunlight very shortly.
Absolutely. And Angel FM once again just finding more gold. All the gold just spread out across the map here, and I guess all the spare keys are hiding in Charlock. The Dragon Lord decided to keep them with him today. And so yeah, Silverfyre going to go ahead and pick up those stones of sunlight. And a very nice find here is Angel FM has to wait a little bit before checking out this weapon and armor shop.
Panther knows? Yes, there is a gold grind at the castle possible.
Yeah, a little unfortunate for Angel FM. If he wants to set up a gold grind here, going to have to probably do it out of the grave. Maybe at some point we'll want to decide to go back into the grave and take those top three chests while at the same time diving towards the bottom. And now Silverfyre finally finding the town of Cantlin, and we see magic armor in that top shop. I think Silverfyre could actually, if this kind of pans out in the right way, could potentially take a huge lead here if they could just find the grave, do a gold grind out of there. All the gold grind items have been seen and are available. It just remains to be seen in what order does Silverfyre find the rest of these locations. Thou must go and fight.
So we have the token and the fairy flute in a chest, and we know that Erdrick's armor will be in Hawksness. And by process of elimination, we also know now that the token has to be in the bottom of the grave.
Yeah, we've seen the Rimmildar chest, and we've seen, pretty much every other chest outside of Charlock so far. So if Angel FM does decide to go back to the grave to dive it, to set up a gold grind, that's going to be very, very advantageous for him. Meanwhile, if Silverfyre finds the grave as well and decides to dive to just full clear it and set up a gold grind, they're going to have all the items put together in very, very short order. Would only need to find Hawksness and the Staff of Rain Cave. Oh no, accidentally running out of keys to Silverfyre. That's actually really, really bad. will now have to find the town of Ringledar to get them. We know, I believe keys were in the direction that Sylverfyre is heading to, but that is going to cut off full clearing the grave until they are able to find the town of Ringledar.
And I do believe the grave is shortly to Sylverfyre's north, but they're not going to find it, as an armored knight decides to say no.
And wow, Angel FM getting the crazy runs away from the fun police like they had a mushroom hiding in their back pocket. Doesn't even matter, saying F the police this time. But gonna go ahead and run into this Druid Lord here. And really, my hat's off to Angel FM here. I've been watching Angel FM just continue to dominate in these casual races leading up to this year's tournament. And you can really see why here. Angel FM just having this perfect sense, this really good game sense of what enemies can I fight and when, and how can I continue to grab any little scrap of experience as I continue to walk around the map and just slowly edging his way to a 1,000 point experience lead. And with the, bad luck on Sylverfyre's side, running into all these nasty monsters, getting sent back time and time again, and leading to that unfortunate blunder of running away with keys. But over here on Angel FM side, they are making everything possible work on for them. And I believe that is either Breckenary or Hawksness.
Yeah, those are the only towns we have not yet seen, and it is the town. Oh, look, Breckenary.
Motel 6 here for Angel FM was running out of MP. Gonna go ahead and be able to top that off really cheaply here. Does make a purchase. I actually missed what that purchase was. Okay, it was a large shield tracker was on top of it. Half plate as well. So very, very strong here in terms of defense and offense here in this mid game is Angel FM, which again, this is only going to make it easier for him to continue to beat up those monsters. He makes his way around the map. Sylverfyre, meanwhile, praying for a key, I would imagine, only going to find some gold and a torch, but going to be able to set up that gold grind out of here. Actually, no, without a key, can't actually set up the gold grind. Incredibly unfortunate here, but I do believe the town of Ringledar is in this direction. If they can just find it before they die, that's going to get them right back into a decent pace.
Yeah, if I remember, the town of Ringledar is rather north and west of where Sylverfyre is right now.
Of note here, as we hit the 48-minute mark, both runners here, we got level 10 for Angel FM, level 8 for Sylverfyre. No one has a more spell yet, and normally you would want to see one of those by this time, either hurt more or heal more to help you either dispatch monsters or outlast them, but instead having to really scrape by with whatever gear they can put together and that regular heal spell. And again, I think this is one of those seeds where having that sense, that game sense that I was talking about earlier, what is it that I can fight with very minimal resources? These are the seeds that are, in my opinion, the most interesting because you don't get that freebie. You don't have Ergic Sword to just slice through things with Reckless Abandon. You don't have Hurtmore to blast things with Reckless Abandon. So you really, really just gotta know what your limits are. And I believe this, yes, has to be Hawks's for Angel FM. Checks it once, heads right back out, just confirms really quick and says, no, I can't handle whatever's here right now. I'm not even gonna bother.
And just north of Hawksness is Charlotte Castle, the Big C. And Sylverfyre does get their level 9.
Alrighty, very important level 9 here for Sylverfyre, and very unfortunate as they're going to be spending a little bit of extra time here to clean out this mountain cave. At least we'll pick up that fighter's ring as they do it. And again, just as Angel FM was hoping about 20 minutes ago, really, really, really would have wanted a key out of this cave. Unfortunately, we up here in the caster's booth know that they will come up empty. And so it's really just a matter of clearing this out as fast as possible, or maybe even just getting sent back home right now and potentially dissuading them from coming back here in the future. And with the way that this second continent is panning out so far, and the way that Angel FM has really just been carving out swaths of territory, as speaking of a More spell, hitting level 11 and getting that Heal More spell is really going to put Angel FM in a good position to just full clear this map. Not likely to die anytime soon unless this Green Dragon decides to do a slept and wreck here. And actually, that is exactly what's going to happen. And Angel FM could have gone for the stop spell, chooses to try to run instead, gets punished for that decision. But I do believe, unless I've missed a portion of open map somewhere, that the Shrine Cave, which both of our runners are going to need, is going to be somewhere west of Charlotte Castle, just kind of in that direction that Angel FM was heading.
I think that's the only direction that is left in the map that we haven't seen, but hard to say, but I think that is going to kind of be in that general area.
And chat noting that, yes, I did bestow the caster's curse on Angel FM, and Chief asking a good question, why didn't he heal right away? I actually agreed with that. I think, although if you're Angel FM, you know that dragon can hit you for up to 30, so there's a chance you get slept and wrecked regardless of whether or not you do the heal more or not. So that might be what was going through his mind at that point. But yeah, I think you got to try to heal more first. But regardless, Angel FM just going to make sure that he checked every nook and cranny of the initial continent, which he did. And is going to have an idea that he's going to want to, again, continue, that long trek north towards Hawksness and Charlotte, and then that Shrine Cave most likely going to be just west of Charlotte. Another curious thing, Angel FM still yet to find I believe still yet to find Garinham, so still needs to find that to find the Jerk Cave.
Yep, Angel has not gone north of the Swamp Cave where we know Cole and Garinham to be.
Right, because we know that because Sylverfyre found the flute there, I do believe, and Angel FM doesn't have it yet. So, yeah, still going to need to go to the northeast at some point. Probably going to go ahead and check the coordinates here, I think is the play, but we know that they're going to be told to go and fight as one of those rogue scorpions that took out Angel FM earlier is going to be dispatched with a Kaishin no Ichigeki! Revenge is best served with a critical.
And we have Sylverfyre exiting the mountain cave, and if they happen to go west here, they should run into Rimmeldar fairly shortly, I think.
Yeah, I haven't really been able to make heads or tails of this second continent so far, but I hope that Sylverfyre finds Rimmeldar sooner rather than later, because it is a terribly, terribly unfortunate gaffe to lose keys. And yes, there it is. A huge sigh of relief from Sylverfyre is going to be fine with the mistake, the mental error in a tough start. And everything is forgiven. Those keys are now in Sylverfyre's pocket. All they really need to do at this point is go back into that grave, full clear it, set up the gold grind. And although I don't know if you want to do a gold grind this late necessarily, but looking at that equipment, it's still kind of looking like an attractive option.
Well, I don't know if that's something you want to necessarily do right away, because on Angel's side, Angel hasn't seen the town of Garinham yet, and there are 3 chests in the town of Garinham, so you don't know what's in those. The token could still be in there.
Right, yeah, a lot of chests left for Angel FM to clear, so informational advantage to Sylverfyre, as I believe they were able to full clear that mountain cave. And so with this chest right here containing gold, Sylverfyre is going to know that they need to go back to the grave. And gonna check here. I don't know if Full Plate was here. I've seen Full Plate in a couple of shops already. Yes, it is here. Nice big upgrade for Sylverfyre in terms of defense. Gonna go ahead and pick up 14 points, tying Angel FM, despite being 2 levels down. And we can already see Angel FM is only 3 points of agility ahead of Silverfyre, despite being 2 levels ahead. Pulling away in terms of HP, but at 105 and Silverfyre already at 93, I don't think HP is going to be too much of an issue here towards the later half of the seed, unless it starts exploding in the direction of the Death Necklace for Angel FM. But all that remains to be seen. The most important thing on your screen, in my mind, is, again, look at those experience totals. 1,500 points in the lead for Angel FM. Recognizing the sleep from the Blue Dragon, gonna go ahead and go up to 2850 after this kill.
Yeah, indeed, and got a Red Dragon previously, knowing that the Red Dragon had Stop Spell, and that they also have the Baby's Breath. So with Stop Spell on the Red Dragon and Baby's Breath, easy takedown of a Red Dragon.
Anyone in chat right now who is looking to improve their Dragon Warrior randomizer game, take notes. Angel FM is running an absolute clinic. The only mark that I would take away from Angel FM in this race is not saving before checking the treasury, because if you don't see Erdrick's sword there, I think you just reset. Now, you could opt to, sweep around for a town. You see the gold in there, you sweep around for a town, maybe you can buy an early weapon or two, but really, if you don't see Erdrick's sword, I think you just reset. That is the only mark that I would take away from Angel FM in an otherwise just amazingly played race. And I don't want to take anything away from Silverfyre. Silverfyre absolutely showing some experience here with the early grind, early exploration, and really getting the ass end of the RNG early with all of those nasty green dragons, preventing them from getting to those upper right-hand towns early on. But I gotta give the edge to Angel FM here. Just well played race so far.
And it looks like Angel is headed toward Hawk's Nest to check out the trap tile there to what we know to be the Erdrick's armor.
Yeah, and could even get level 12 for a possible hurt more, but really likely doesn't need it, as if we see a red or a blue dragon, we know that's free. If we see an armored knight, well, I think Angel FM has more than enough resources to outlast it, could even stop spell it to dodge the hurt mores. And other than a golem, I'm not really sure what could give Angel FM a threat.
Stone Man wouldn't be too fun without the sleep spell.
Nope, but it is the blue dragon, and he gets the block right away. This is going to be a completely free Erdrick's armor pickup, and yeah, he's going to go ahead and work his way down. He's going to be assisted by a Kaisha no Ichigeki to help just make this fight as free as possible.
Meanwhile, Silverfyre finding the town of Breckenary, and now they need to go north in order to find the town of Hawk's Nest. Now, Silverfyre will know that Hawk's Nest does have the armor and I believe has seen sleep on a blue dragon. So Silverfyre should be able to take down the blue dragon just like Angel just did, I think.
It might be a little hard to take it out with that copper sword. Gonna take a long time. I didn't quite see how often it was biting over casting that sleep spell over and over again, but seems like the stop spell resistance is pretty low, so if Silverfyre can go ahead and land that. Oh, 9 of 16, wow. Slightly worse than a coin flip, but 75% chance to cast sleep, so if you can land it, you've got a pretty good chance at making the kill here, so that would be pretty big for Silverfyre. They could pick up that armor here, and going to go ahead and tickle the Rogue Scorpion to death with that copper sword, while meanwhile Angel FM recognizing that, well, there's a lot of stuff that Angel FM needs to find. They're still looking for Garinham, still looking for the Shrine Cave. We know that most likely the Shrine Cave is over here somewhere. So at some point soon, Angel FM likely going to be able to trade in that harp, as Silverfyre is going to walk up here. And I'm not sure if they've seen a blue dragon yet. Let's see if they launch ahead with the stop spell. No. Oh, dear.
And here comes the Bite Fest.
And Silverfyre, no stranger this particular seed to getting bitten to death, says no thank you. And not having the heal more spell yet actually needs to get to level 10 for that, I do believe. And with that said, I believe we have seen every other cave on the map so far. So that, I believe, has to be the Shrine Cave for Angel FM.
Indeed, I do believe it does. Which means that will put Angel then knowing. I'm pretty sure. No, he hasn't seen the town of Cole yet, so he does not know that the token has to be in the grave yet. So Angel is still on the lookout for the towns of Cole and Garenham.
And it really could be quite a while before he recognizes that he needs to go northeast of the Swamp Cave in order to find it. Silverfyre, I was kind of hoping that they would head southwest in order to find Cantlin and do some shopping there, chose to go northeast instead, and that actually proved to be a little bit luckier than they might otherwise have thought, because it gives them a pretty big informational advantage. Now, fortunately for Angel FM, it looks like he's already run out of landmass there to the southwest, so I'm going to go ahead and clear out this portion of the map pretty shortly. Which means that he should recognize, if he's been paying attention to how the map is laid out, that, northeast is the only place he hasn't really explored yet. Exactly, Shumanator. Yeah, that's exactly my point. It could be a while before he recognizes that that's the direction he needs to go in.
And Silverfyre, recognizing that the token has to be in the bottom of Garen's grave, is making a beeline for Garen's grave at this point.
Yeah, Shumanator making an interesting point here. Surprised that Silverfyre hasn't gone for Magic Silver Flame yet. But if Silverfyre is indeed going for the grave, then if they can full clear it here, would set up that gold grind potentially and also net them what we know is inevitably going to be the token.
As far as Silverfyre setting up a grind, remember, Silverfyre didn't have keys for the middle 20, 30 minutes of the seed. So really couldn't set up a gold grind. Without keys, you can't really set up the gold grind in the treasury.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate blunder. Again, tough seed, tough start. Lot of frustrating deaths here. No! The excellent dodge, the Kaishin negates on Silverfyre's side. The bad RNG continues to plague them.
If it wasn't for bad RNG, Silverfyre would be experiencing no RNG. It's very rarely you see a seed take sides quite to this extreme, but anything that could go right for Angel FM pretty well is, and anything that could go wrong for Silverfyre pretty well is. Frankly, it's a bit ridiculous just how RNG unlucky Silver is getting.
Yes, I do believe now that Angel FM is headed the right way. Does search the Spark over tile. Both runners, I repeat, both runners have verified their respective seeds here. And there it is. There's the town of Cole. Angel is going to go ahead and search that spot. Going to find nothing. Going to go ahead and clear out Garenham shortly as well. Going to recognize that he needs to go right back to the grave with haste. Silverfyre here already, and so really the only advantage that Silverfyre has left is a geographical one. Angel FM has all the information that he needs. Silverfyre actually needs to head all the way northwest and find that cave, that Staff of Frame cave, to turn in that silver harp. It's a long, long walk for Silverfyre to get back there. Really curious to see if Silverfyre does choose to set up a gold grind out of this cave, and holding onto that copper sword and small shield, it's a pretty big incentive, even though we're already an hour in.
Now, we shall see. The Silver Shield certainly gives an advantage. Now, their agility for level 12, level 10 isn't real hot, so the Silver Shield would certainly be a nice thing to have for the Dragon Lord fight. Maybe you don't necessarily have to grind as high. Oh, and the token will be in the very bottom of the grave, which then now will confirm that Erdrick's sword will be in Sherlock Castle.
Absolutely, yeah. I was wondering if we might see a miracle sword grab here on Silverfire's screen, but no sword grab here. Going to get the torch, and we can now confirm that the sword is in Sherlock. And my guess is always going to be bottom right. I like to save as many frames as possible for our runners.
See, for me, it's always the last one I check. It doesn't matter which one it is. So I'm just going to say the last one, whoever checks it first checks.
Well, so you're rooting for the judges table.
Oh, sure. No, it'll be in the treasury, but it'll be the last chest they check in the treasury.
Alrighty, and I still don't have these pyramid game chests memorized, so I'm not sure which one CD Improv is picking here. I think 300 is top left, and JJ Schmidt picking bottom left. Oh, 250 is middle, okay.
And there is the token pickup for Sylverfyre. Meanwhile, we have Angel FM taking on this armored knight here, and getting smacked around a little bit while doing it.
Absolutely, and does take out the armored knight. Not sure if they landed the stop spell first, but gonna go ahead and pop into Caitlin here, maybe just to take an in, maybe to pick up a couple of herbs they might have used along the way. And again, all Angel FM needs to do, unless they've already done it, is just to dive that grave, and then they are in complete no mode here, and can just head right back to that friendly fun police handing out ice cream tickets in the swamp cave, pick up as many as they want, hand them in for a delicious treat of a potential win here in this 1-0 matchup.
And it does look like Silverfyre is going to set up a gold grind.
I think this is... Oh, go ahead.
Question is, how far is Silverfyre going to go? Are they going to just go to 14,800 for the Silver Shield, or are they going to add another 10,000 on there for a Flame Sword as well? So we shall see.
Yeah, I think you have to go all the way here. You've seen a Flame Sword, you've seen a Silver Shield. You have to go all the way, because also... you know that you have to go through a blue dragon in order to get... I don't think you go all the way up to magic armor. Maybe Silverfyre does. They have seen everything. And so you know that the armor has to be in Hawk's Nest. And, you've got a long walk in order to get back to the Shrine Cave. And you also know that the sword's in Sherlock, so why not go ahead and pick up the Flame Sword here?
Yeah, I agree. I would do Flame Sword, and I would do Silver Shield. But given that the full plate armor does the same defense as the magic armor, I would probably not do the silver or the magic armor grind. I would just go to, 25,000 just for the Flame Sword and the Silver Shield.
Absolutely. So yeah, we'll see here where Silverfyre decides to stop. Might stop with this last chest here, or might try to pick up a little bit of pocket money. No, looks like they are going all the way for that magic armor, wanting to get that heal walk on. I don't know if maybe all three items were available in Caitlin, so maybe it's just a one-stop shop here for Silverfyre as soon as they get to the other side of the swamp cave. Regardless, going to go ahead and take a pretty big equipment lead over Angel FM, which, again, given the strength agility build here, we can see on level 10, already eclipsing Angel FM in terms of agility, probably on the next level. Going to be okay on HP, no need to worry there. And again, Angel FM is going to be able to pick up the token, probably not going to do a gold grind at this point. I really wonder who's going to have the advantage going into Sherlock and the final grind.
Angel FM getting level 13, which has the Hurt More spell. And something to keep in mind here, we have seen Hurt More all over the place in the overworld. And the magic armor does protect against the Hurt and Hurt More spells. So that is an argument certainly for picking up the magic armor, especially when you see armored knights with Hurt More. It gives you a little bit more stability.
I want to bring up another point here as well. I guess a very good point about the magic armor negating or at least mitigating the damage. Yep, there's magic armor here and probably a flame sword somewhere around here in Cantlin. So one-stop shop here for Sylverfyre. That explains why Dave decided to go all the way. But I want to point out something here. I think this is going to be actually very, very important. Angel FM has a hand axe. Angel FM could decide to grind for a flame sword, knowing with that torch pickup that Eric's sword is in Charlotte. Sylverfyre is going to go ahead and pick up the flame sword here. They are both going to want to grind that, that red dragon in the swamp cave. I don't know if Sylverfyre knows how much of a cupcake monster it is, but regardless, even if Sylverfyre decides to stay in Hawksness, they are going to have a much faster grind than Angel FM unless Angel FM decides to pick up. I mean, even if, he's got broadsword money, but a broadsword is not a flame sword.
Something else to keep in mind, Angel has not seen the spike tile in the swamp cave. So he does not know that the relatively simple red dragon is there. So once Sylverfyre gets on the grind, you can bet that they're going to grind on the red dragons. So with every kill, you're looking at a difference of 70 experience, assuming Angel decides to grind the blue dragons in Hawksness.
I think this is a little bit of a mistake. I wouldn't blame Sylverfyre if this was really just tilt, but you just bought a whole bunch of gear, and now everything that I just said about Sylverfyre's potential advantage goes right out the window. Okay, they're going to go ahead and reset. Did save with that gold. And so now they can just go ahead and walk back. Just go ahead and do that shop all over again. And then walk back to Rimmildar to pick up the flame sword. So no flame sword in Cantlin. And okay, yeah, actually, I take back what I just said. Heads up play here from Sylverfyre. Tried to run away from the AK-47. Not successful, but something important here at Angel FM side. Angel FM has acquired Hurt More.
He did back when he picked up level 13.
Alrighty, and so that's going to be really useful here in the near future. Could go ahead and stop spell those nasty AK-47s and just blast them with that Hurt More spell, coming a little bit later than might otherwise be desired for our runners, but always useful no matter when you get it.
Okay, so Angel is now going to turn in his staff, his stones, and the token for the rainbow drop here in the back of Garenham.
And again, declining that gold grind opportunity. Gonna probably buy a broadsword at some point. Not checking the shop here in Garenham for one. I don't remember exactly where broadswords were available. Up to NG noting that he probably does an early gold or an early sword dive instead. That would be the heads up play to go ahead and do that before starting your final grind. As Sylverfyre hopefully can pick up this gear and pick up that flame sword before too long. There's a lot of things that Sylverfyre still needs to do, and this experience lead for Angel FM is just crushingly large. Now, it was pointed out that Angel FM doesn't know about the Red Dragon, but with all the information with the grind and go mode here for Angel FM, there's no reason not to check this cave here for the spike tile. Yes, gonna cast the Radiant, gonna go ahead and check the spike tile, gonna see this cupcake red dragon, and it's gonna be off to the races for Angel FM. I mean, they could start the grind now, or they could go ahead and try to dive first, but regardless, gonna go ahead and pick up this information now.
Yeah, I understand going to take a dive to Sherlock to get the sword, But Sherlock is incredibly out of the way in this seed. If I'm Angel, I just kind of suck it up and be like, all right, so I do the grind with the hand axe. So be it. Let's go.
The cupcake, this style of cupcake is whatever you want it to be. Whatever your favorite kind of cupcake is, just go ahead and imagine that in the Red Dragon's place, because the cupcake probably hits harder than this Red Dragon does.
Yeah, it is pretty much your favorite type of cupcake. For me, that's chocolate cupcake with chocolate frosting. Thank you very much.
Chocolate frosting does sound delicious right now, as Angel FM declines to go to try to get to what would be a pretty quick level 14. Probably going to go ahead and just do that sword dive like Up to NG was thinking here in chat. So, or maybe even just going to go ahead and refresh the stats and go back in. It remains to be seen. Sherlock is a bit of a long walk away from here, but with Hurtmore and all of that gear in Angel FM's back pocket, has a lot of options available to him for what he wants to do for his next move.
Could even be looking in Cantland for a broadsword, because a broadsword would make killing the red dragons even that much easier.
Yeah, only 5 points difference between the broadsword and the hand axe, but nothing to sneeze at there. Any advantage you can get is going to be helpful in the long run. I'm curious what Silverfyre is thinking now. I think they have to be on their way towards Hawk's Nest. They know that the armor has to be there. They know if they've been, able to kind of hold the map in their heads for the last hour and 16 minutes. They will also know that the Staff of Raincave is kind of going to be in that same direction. I don't think they've seen Sherlock yet, but once they do and they see that map kind of expand off to the northwest, we know that's the direction to go, and they are also going to have an idea that that's the direction to go. But the story of the seed so far really just comes down to the experience. I mean, I don't think I have ever seen an experience gap this large among racers this experienced. 3,000, fortunately Silverfyre has been able to make some experience, is going to get to level 11 here, going to get a nice boost in MP, HP, a little bit of strength, and just enough HP so that they can finally stop worrying about whether or not they'll ever be Dragon Lord ready, officially Dragon Lord ready as of right now, and as that agility continues to pour in their defense. With the magic armor and silver shield, soon to have Eredic's armor as well, should be more than enough. Going to go ahead and pick up this flame sword as well. That's going to allow Silverfyre to just absolutely make charred mincemeat out of the blue dragon, and Hawks has picked up that Eredic's armor and have basically the best equipment in the game, barring Eredic's sword.
Yeah, indeed. So, and given this Healmore now, as you mentioned, this blue dragon and Hawksness will be relatively child's play for them up in Hawksness, and I believe Angel... Now, is Angel going to go for a dive for the sword, or is Angel going to just go to wail away on some blue dragons? We shall see.
Looks like Angel FM might have gotten a little bit lost here. Took a wrong turn at Albuquerque, but is probably going to recognize that this is the way, in fact, that they want to go in order to get back to... Once they see Hawks, it's going to be like, okay, I'm headed the right direction, and, maybe going to find those blue dragons, but I think you just pick up 14 along the way, and yes, going to pick up 14 along the way, and going to go ahead and do either a scouting report at the very least, or even go all the way down to pick up that big stick.
Yep, this is definitely an exploratory dive for the big stick, no doubt about that one. And it looks like Silverfyre is taking a little bit of a detour to look for their Staff of Raincave.
They'll be asking, is this the last race for this tournament this week? Yes, it is. And so again, as a reminder to everybody watching, don't go anywhere. Once this race has concluded, we will be going straight into the week 3 matchup reveal. So yeah, keep your finger off that dial, put the remote away, because we're going to have plenty more entertainment for you after this race concludes.
Indeed. So stay tuned once this race is over. But we still have a race to finish.
Yes, there are dials for Twitch viewing. You just click them instead of turning them.
That's what a scroll wheel is for on your mouse, isn't it?
Exactly. Kenjutsu, not to try to get too much into the politics of it here, but they, them in English does generally also refer to either a group of people or potentially a group of inanimate objects, but it has been co-opted by the kind of non-binary identifying community, as we don't have a neutral pronoun, so they is what is preferred by people who choose to not identify as male or female, as sylverfyre does. So that's the reason why you see they, them next to their name. And sylverfyre, with pretty much the best equipment that they could possibly have, going to go ahead and fight this armored knight and start to make up some of this experience difference as Angel FM makes his way down deep into the annals of Sharlock. And finding red dragons here, normally that would make you swear up a storm, but here it's actually going to bring a smile to your face as once again they are handing out ice cream tickets on this particular afternoon. And this is only going to make this play even better, as Angel FM is going to be able to get experience points as well as make it down potentially all the way to the sword. Not quite out of the first enemy zone just yet, so we know those juicy red dragons are all over zone 1 if Angel FM wants to come back here and just grind them on the top floor. But actually we'll probably just want to head back to the Swamp Cave, as he does have knowledge of the red dragon being there as well.
And when our runners actually get to Sharlock for the dive, I would imagine that both of these runners are more than likely going to fight the red dragons instead of attempt to run away from them. It'll probably do the same amount of damage. They'll get a little experience for their trouble, and they'll probably even take less damage by fighting them as they would by trying to run from them every single time.
Exactly. I mean, Angel FM's here on level 14, only with 74 experience. Now, we know sylverfyre is going to have an advantage over Angel FM there, maybe even going as high as 80 or 81. Could make a difference in terms of what they want to do, but Angel FM going to go ahead and slice through that chocolate cupcake with yet another Haishin no Ichigeki, as he slowly but surely makes his way down to this sword. And wow, it just continuing to find some pretty good luck down here. Red Dragons also in Zone 2, along with Armored Knights. Armored Knights with that Hurtmore doesn't really matter, and with Erdrick's Sword and the large shield, not going to do a whole lot of damage there either. Does choose to just double heal there, recognizing that that's going to continue to leave him with, I believe, 6 heal mores. And getting really, really close to making the sword here is Angel FM, as sylverfyre getting level 12 and the armor.
And RNG finally going sylverfyre's way. They'll be able to stick a first try stop spell on the blue dragon. So finally something goes sylverfyre's way. Angel FM closing in on level 15, should get level 15 as he dives Sharlock for what is hopefully the sword in the treasury. Now, maybe it is at the quote-unquote judge's table, the vanilla sword location, but it is here in Sharlock somewhere.
Psychopata STF asking, what causes the plus signs in the tracker for various stats? So in the original Dragon Warrior, your name actually will give you a slight benefit to 2 of the 4 stats here. So you have Strength, Agility, HP, and MP. And so Angel FM's capital Z is so capital Z is the preferred build, which gives you it gives you strength HP advantage towards the end, but somewhat popular is the strength agility build, which Sylverfyre is using here with the lowercase f. So what we're going to see here as the levels equal out and we approach the end game is that Sylverfyre is going to have higher agility than Angel FM, while Angel FM is going to have higher HP than Sylverfyre. And that's going to be important because Angel FM is getting really, really close to 130, which is that magical number that they could choose to slip on the Death Necklace for even more attack power to help them just get over that hump in terms of being Dragon Lord ready. As Angel FM now cruising down to the final zone, just a few steps away potentially from the sword.
And I do have to agree with a comment in chat that said, "Oh, I thought everything was better with Z." Well, you know what? I could not agree with that statement more. Everything is always better with Z.
And we're now going to find out who was right, as no, I was wrong. Bottom right is either an herb or a key. Bottom middle is wrong. Bottom left is also wrong. Wow, the left is wrong. And oh my gosh, Z-Man, is Z-Man going to be right? Wow, it's going to be at the judges' table. Angel FM having to make the walk of shame all the way back to the vanilla chest. And ouch. It's going to stretch those resources pretty thin here in terms of being able to make it. I think Angel FM with 2 heal mores in the back pocket, nothing too terribly nasty here so far. Should be able to just punch through everything and get that sword and be off to the races in terms of grinding.
And it looks like Sylverfyre, having gathered everything they need, is now going to head to Cole to pick up their rainbow drop.
This guy once saying in chat, I don't know how to get to the table. I should pay attention. Well, I don't think... Oh, nope, never mind. Angel FM is going to go ahead and use that Radiant spell. I thought maybe he would know his way, potentially know his way around this cave in the dark. Does not... Wow! Getting the wombo combo from the Wizard. Wizard puts him to sleep, casts Hurt More, but isn't able to finish the job. Almost took Angel FM away from the sword, but no. Able to get away. And yeah, it is a pretty straightforward path to get to the sword. It just, once you get to that little V intersection there, where normally you would take the stairs down, you instead take the stairs up, and you go through this little diagonal zigzaggy floor, and you take one step down, and there it is, the Airdritch sword for Angel FM, and gonna go ahead and pop that outside spell immediately. And this is really just a matter of hit return, get your MP back from the old man in Tantagel, and this is going to be one of the quickest endgame grinds you'll ever see. I don't care if he has to go to 18, he probably gets there in the next 20 minutes at most.
Depending on where he grinds. Now, we've seen that the first zone in Sherlock is a pretty nice grind spot. But again, he hasn't seen the grind spot in the Swamp Cave here, but he might check it now.
No, he has checked it. He checked it before he went into
he did.
Sherlock.
Okay.
And yeah, he killed one red dragon there, so he knows that these red dragons are they're just delicious chocolate covered cupcakes or snowballs or whatever confection you like. Again, put that in the spot of the red dragon because the cupcake will hit harder than it does.
So what stats are they looking for at this point? Strength is probably not so hot. And MP is not so hot. So they're looking for a little bit of strength. They're looking for a little bit of MP. If they get some HP, the Death Necklace is certainly in play. And what does the Death Necklace do here in Randomizer? Well, it adds 10 to your attack power at the cost of 25% of your HP. So why do we say a little bit more HP? Well, 130 HP will give you 98 130 HP starting will give you 98 once you put the Death Necklace on, which is more than the Dragon Lord can do in 2 consecutive breath attacks.
And speaking of which, there it is. Wow, what a level for Angel FM. this could be go mode here. Already having that. No, deciding to go for one more level. Honestly, I don't blame Angel FM here. If you're not comfortable with the defense power being what it is, it's really, really tough to trust that you're going to get those doubles on... I'm going to go ahead and disagree with chat. Here, and here's the argument. You put on the Death Necklace now, you're either at 97 or 98 HP, and you've got 78 defense power. 78 is not a lot and will not guarantee those double attacks. Could take a big... The Dragon Lord 2 could take a big bite out of you and force you to cast another heal more when your HP is that low. Now, I do like the observation from CD Improv. Could get closer, could even really go all the way, not needing to spend too many resources between levels here. I think this is the play that you make. You go one more level, you see what the stats are, and if it's still close, maybe you just dive on the way down because you know it's really easy to get down with all your heal mores, and picking up all of that MP. I mean, wow, next level is... It's gotta be go mode. Unless it's an absolute nothing burger, it's gotta be go mode.
I can see both arguments. If you feel as though you're in the lead, then I can see absolutely grinding to level 16. If you feel as though you're behind, I think you go on level 15. So I'm thinking that Angel thinks that he's in a good spot right now and is willing to take the time to go the extra level.
I mean, I think I would do the same in his position because, again, it's going to take like 2 minutes and basically no resources whatsoever. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised if Angel FM gets to level 16 without using a single heal more at this point. You're in almost the same situation as if you were defense breaking up Blue Dragon here. That's all the damage that he's going to take on his way to level 16. I think this is a great play for this particular situation, as he's going to go up to 5,000 experience over Sylverfyre, who is doing the same grind. So I think this is the heads-up play.
On a few more red dragons, we will see what level 16 does in fact bring. I would, unless, like you said, unless this is a complete absolute zilch of a level, it's going to be go mode, because even a marginal increase in HP gets you there.
Yeah, an astute observation from High Spirits in chat. Silver is going to absolutely need to go to 16. Because they will not have the option of putting on the Death Necklace because of running that Strength Agility build. Probably will have about somewhere between 115 and 120 hit points at 15. So 16 will be an absolute necessity for Sylverfyre.
Yeah, that is a very good observation by High Spirits there.
Alrighty, so we're going to see the level here for Angel FM again. Needs to be a nothing burger here, but 12 power! Wow, 8 response speed. Yeah, Death Necklace is not even required at this point. This is completely free. It's just absolute input error lock for Angel FM. Throw away that Death Necklace. You don't need it anymore.
Nope, don't need the Death Necklace, and you can even blow a couple of heal mortars on the way down if you need to. This is absolutely free. Oh, there we go. There's a good question in chat from Ice Brownie. For someone who's never played the randomizer, what are some of the most important things for someone who wants to run it? What do you think there, Lav? How would you answer that question?
The way I'm going to answer that question is, seriously, watch Angel FM and study the things that he does. Angel FM, I said it, about half an hour ago, but watch this race back entirely and get a notepad out. Angel FM ran an absolute clinic. Now, he did have some RNG go his way. A little bit of bad RNG early, not nearly as much as Sylverfyre had, but one of the most important things at the high level of play, which, I mean, Angel FM is number 4 on the leaderboard, so if anyone knows high level play, it's him. The most important thing is to know how to get experience while exploring. That's the most important thing, to recognize when your stats or when your spells are just in the right spot to take out a slightly stronger monster. If you've got, like, for example, we saw Angel FM taking out wolves when they were a really close fight. We saw Angel FM taking out rogue scorpions when they were a really close fight. Recognizing that you can even potentially take out an armored knight if you stop spell it first, a blue dragon if you stop spell it first. Really just know what you can fight and just inch ahead. Because you can see what Angel FM has set up here. Almost double the experience of Sylverfyre at 1 hour and 34 minutes into this race. And yes, up to and G noting that in our Discord, which is already there in the chat, thanks to CD Improv and the bot, our Discord does have a beginner's guide with some more basic tips like how to navigate caves, what each spell does, how to calculate your stats for the Dragon Lord. But I really think one of the most important things to learn early on is, and we're always kind of balancing it, when to grind, when to explore, but knowing how to recognize what enemies you can kill while exploring so that you can still gain a little bit of experience while on the map, that is the key to being a top-level runner of this type.
Yeah, I really couldn't say it any better. I think that really well covers it, is knowing how to get experience when you can get it. The other thing you might want to check out is to get a good tracker, especially at first, especially a tracker that has the maps on it. I do recommend the tracker by Captain Uhu. That way you can keep track of what you have, the levels, the experience points needed per level, and the maps.
Absolutely, the maps are pretty important. And another question here from Ice Brownie: would you say solo practice better experience, or should I casually race against a friend to kind of put the pressure on myself to go fast? Well, one thing you can do if you want, if you go to speedrunslive.com and find the Dragon Warrior Randomizer page, you can find every seed that's ever been run in a race, including this seed right here. You can find this seed that our runners are running right now. You can get the seed number, plug it into the randomizer, and just run it yourself and compare your times. That's one way. If you're more comfortable with the solo practice, just download seeds that other people have played, run those seeds back and compare times, and then you can have an idea of whether or not you're improving or how you might do against other competition. Meanwhile, as Angel FM is making this grind, Sylverfyre is cutting into the experience lead with this very friendly grind down to about 2,700 here. I really don't think there's any way that Angel FM gets blocked or kicked out of Charlock or really loses the race. Doing kind of some napkin math here, with 13 heal mores and 136 attack power, he is averaging 202 damage to the Dragon Lord with a max HP of 165, and that's assuming he doesn't get doubles. This is what I really call an input error lock. A dropped controller, a dropped input, a thunderbolt strike, loss of power, those are about the only things that I think can stop that Angel FM from winning this race.
And I even think even if Angel FM were to mismenu, it depends on where the mismenu is. If he mismenus and does a run instead of a fight at 100 and some odd HP, that's not a killer. This is very much if he hurt Mors instead of heal Mors, all right, that could take him down, and then that opens the door wide for Sylverfyre, because Silver is going to get to level 16 extraordinarily quickly, and we know that level 16, even for Sylverfyre, will be go mode.
Funny that you should mention the run command. Just checking really quick, it's not an amazing chance, but Angel FM does have about a 1 in 5 chance to run from Dragon Lord 2, so that's one way he could set himself back if he did that in the middle of a long fight. Kenjutsu, again, yeah, Betastrap said it perfectly. 6 against the hero. There's some weird quirk of the way RNG is generated in this. And so the hero can only stay asleep for 6 turns. After 6 turns, you are guaranteed to wake up. And monsters can sleep indefinitely. I believe they have a 1 in 3 chance to wake up on any turn.
Indeed. And I believe that chance for the hero is 1 in 2. So, if you happen to get really poor RNG, the game will bail you out after your 6th turn.
Yeah, yeah. If you fail those 6 coin flips, you get the last one for free, just like punching a card at your local coffee shop. Although that is one card you would rather not punch. You'd rather just leave it blank, but sometimes it happens. And Angel FM now getting down to this bottom floor on track. Charlotte going to round the first corner and get blocked by an Axe Knight. And with that 84 agility, can't quite get away. Wow, blocked twice. The Axe Knight giving him the business here. Going to go ahead and act as a speed bump. And Angel FM going to go ahead and round this last corner. Again, Sylverfyre is making up some of this experienced lead here. Going to go ahead and slowly cut into it. And level 16 could be enough. Actually, is going to be enough either way, as going to go ahead and have the strength required. While Green Dragon ambush, no, Green Dragon still just tickle. And rounding the third corner is Angel FM. Green Dragons doing everything they possibly can. Blocking Angel FM, 84 agility, has to be like an 80% chance to run. It says no. It puts him to sleep, doing everything they can. Stone Man, Angel FM making the heads up play, realizing he's got enough extra MP to go ahead and throw a sleep spell. Could even throw out another one if he wants to, but going to go ahead and use Erdrick's pickaxe to reduce this Stone Man to nothing but rubble. And again, the denizens of Charlotte are recognizing that Angel FM is an absolute maelstrom. Dash the Stampede has descended on Charlotte, leaving nothing but waste in his wake. But it has all been for naught, as Angel FM has made it to Dragon Lord 1 and will be called a fool, will not soft lock himself today. And again, this is an input error lock. Even using the herbs to just make sure he tops off, gets the stop spell. No, can't quite take out Dragon Lord 1 here. Gonna use the last herb, doesn't really need to, gets the stop spell anyway. RNG just turning out for Angel FM, didn't really need to do that, decided to do it anyway. And really, I think the only thing that is left to see is, does Angel FM go for the Swagon Lord?
And we did see the, I believe we saw the Swagon Lord. I believe that was yesterday. And my memory's a little fuzzy there, but I think Mr. Holmes didn't in a race, I think.
Yeah, I believe in the last race of last night, he did pull off the YOLO Swag Overlord, landing the first Hurtmore that he tried. He said he had counted up to about 100 or so damage and then just threw it out there and it landed. And everyone kind of went nuts for that one. So
yeah, I'm aware that that's how we killed the Dragon Lord against me.
And it looks like Angel FM getting a little bit of bad rolls here. Could be potentially setting his mind not particularly at ease. I'm not sure if he's gotten any doubles. I would imagine he would have had to get a few at some point. And wow, not getting one here. Dragon Lord being as mean as possible, making Angel FM work for it, but getting a 12 here. Again, a little bit below average. I wonder if Angel FM is worried here or not. Should get the double. No, gets denied once again with the 46 Firelord, or the Dragon Lord Breath. I haven't kept a count here. Not sure if anyone in chat has kept a count. Oh, Panther was saying 124, so that 16 should bring him up to 140, and then yeah, it's a lot.
Meanwhile, Sylverfyre has reached level 16 and is just about to enter Charlock as Angel FM brings down the killing blow unto the Dragon Lord's head.
Alrighty, everyone, break out your GGs for Angel FM, who it just needs to go talk to the king, but we're seeing it on stream, but in real life, I can confirm that Angel FM has dropped the dot done, and break out your GGs. Angel FM is finished in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 43 minutes, and 53 seconds, will move on to 2-0. Just needs one more win to guarantee a spot in that playoff bracket. And unfortunately, CB Improv did extend the invitation for an interview. But Angel FM says that he needs to be up early for work, so needs some sleep. And GG's to Angel FM for really and just a fantastically played race. Quick question from Ice Brownie. So would you guys say understanding the numbers and physical data is more important, or a general understanding of complex and basic strategies will help you be more flexible? So the basic answer to that, I would say, is yes. Dragon Warrior Randomizer really is like, someone put it really, really well earlier. It's a contest of RPG fundamentals. If you want to expand on that a little bit, Z-Man.
I'm sorry, I was saying GG to Angel in the IRC. What was the prompt there, Lav?
Ice Brownie's question, if you have some words to that.
So, would you guys say understanding the numbers and physical data is more important, or will general understandings of concepts and basic strategies? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yes is the answer.
Jeez. Oh, that's a.
Flexibility is very, very important. You don't want to stick to one strategy all the time. You need to be able to recognize a lot of different situations, especially at the very, very start. Because you can find yourself in a lot of different situations. You can find yourself with an extra key. What do you do with the extra key? You have that level 1 gold grind option available sometimes. Gorgon's a fan of the level 1 herb grind in places where strength is very low. If you get wings, you can potentially grab gold and get an early weapon. If you start with hurt more, if you start with 4 strength and no bonuses, I mean, every seed is going to present you with a basic situation that over time you'll get more and more familiar with what the best thing to do is. And so it really is just about flexibility, but then recognizing, okay, based on the start that I have, this is the path that I want to go.
Yeah, just to further that, this randomizer, there is no one path to victory. There is no one consistent strategy that will win all the time. Being
just
flexible.
Pick up Erdrick's sword. Just pick up Erdrick's sword. Yeah, it's free.
Yeah, pick up Erdrick's sword. Yeah, pick up Erdrick's sword. Get level 1 hurt, more life is good. Right? I mean that's all you need, right? And be able to have some sense of direction, right? Because these maps can get terribly windy. So if that's, just relying on your own innate sense of direction, or drawing maps like somebody like a Nest Cardinality does on stream, have a sense of directionality to you. Meanwhile, we're going to have Sylverfyre check the Sherlock Treasury only to get the bad news.
And yeah, it's really interesting. Everyone kind of takes a different approach here. Some of the top level runners do like to draw maps. If you want to try that, you can go ahead and check out Nest Cardinality stream. Nest Cardinality is pretty much the best cartographer that there is here in the randomizer community. I like to kind of take a halfway split. I rely a little bit on memory for the overall map exploration, for kind of figuring out where I might want to go next. But when I do find something important, I like to make a note of the vague direction that it's in a notepad file. I don't really like to just draw out the super detailed maps. I just take a note, on this particular seed, I would have taken a note, like I'm sure Sylverfyre did, that the Jerk Cave is in the Rainbow Drop Cave. Let's not use the slang here with a beginner. The Rainbow Drop Cave in this particular seed was in the basement of Garenham, which is in the northwest. And so when you find that, before you can actually turn in the Rainbow Drop, you're going to want to make a note of that, because you're going to have to come back there later. So you could literally just write down on a piece of scratch paper, Garenham and Rainbow Drop are, northeast. I kept saying northwest. They're northeast of the Swamp Cave. And then you'll remember that later when it's actually time to go pick up that Rainbow Drop.
Indeed. So now we have Sylverfyre doing the wonderful game of backtrack to the vanilla sword chest. Always always a fun game.
Well, at least they know once they do, they're going to be able to pretty much polish this seed off. There's not going to be too much standing in Silverfire's way. Not quite as much of a human maelstrom as Angel FM was, but with that 95 defense power, going to be pretty much just everything that the Denizens of Charlotte could throw at them will just be bouncing off them like so many ping pong balls.
Yep, and after a little tough start there, I believe taking 9 attempts to run from a red dragon, Silverfyre really seems to have settled in to their trip here through Charlotte, getting mostly lucky throughout most of their runs.
Yeah, and finally getting, we can really see the agility advantage here, getting up all the way up to 91, as opposed to Angel FM's 84, so they're going to be better than a coin flip chance to run against pretty much any monster here in Charlotte, save for the Dragon Lord himself. Well, Dragon Lord 1, he's still a favorite, but Dragon Lord 2, not so much. So, pretty much another input error lock here for Silverfyre, and is going to go ahead and take one shot at finishing up the Dragon Lord. Not going to take the forfeit here. Going to go ahead and battle it out, and good on Silverfyre for choosing to finish out the race instead of just taking the immediate forfeit.
So Silverfyre closing in on the Dragon Lord. And again, to answer Ice Brownie quick, what's the worst start you've ever seen in a randomizer race? I linked a video to the first race of this particular tournament. The finishing time was 2 hours and 37 minutes. It kind of goes through a lot of different strategies that you occasionally need to do just to get through a completely disgusting seed.
Yeah, and I would say go ahead and see if this randomizer is really for you. And how you do that is just play any 4-strength seed. When you start with 4 strength and no hurt spell, no nothing, anything guaranteed against blue slimes. And so if you're in a situation where you don't even have blue slimes around, you're at 4 strength, maybe one of the weaker enemies has like Dragon Lord 2 breath or hurt more, you're going to be in for some pain, and it's going to take a long, long, long time to get anywhere. So you want to see the worst start possible, just play any 4-strength seed, and you're going to see pretty close to what the meanest that this randomizer can be. But getting back to the race here, Silverfyre going to go ahead and start this Dragon Lord 2 fight. Starts out with a nice big 17, followed by a 16 for 33 damage. And Silverfyre off to the races here, swinging well above average, near max. Third attack here, going to be a 13. Continuing the double digits, I believe the count is 46 now.
Yep, again, barring a miss menu, Silverfyre should have this in the bag.
58 here for Silverfyre, gets a double, 17, going to bring them up to 75 total. Very carefully pacing out the menus here as Silverfyre definitely wants to make sure that they get to record the finish instead of taking a forfeit. And 75, make that 92. Maybe writing down some numbers here to make sure that they, maybe writing down the numbers here. Are we trying to go first Dragon Lord Overload? Not sure, remains to be seen. That 9 going to bring things up to 84 if my count is correct. Oh, there it is! There it is! The first Swaggin Overlord attempt. That Hurt More spell, for those unfamiliar, is only a 1 in 16 to land on Dragon Lord 2. With that 10, bringing it up to bring the final count up to, I believe, in the 90s, not quite where you want to be for trying the YOLO hurt more is maybe even 99 or just a little bit over 100 here, as we see the Dragon Lord right in the middle of that HP total, actually a little bit above. Could spawn with anywhere between 150 and 165 HP. Did spawn with 160 this time. Sylverfyre trying out that hurt more. I wonder if it's going to be necessary to land. Misses another one. Might have actually put themselves in a spot where they can't finish. That would be a real bummer here. I lost the damage count probably well north of 100 with that 12, maybe even in the 120s. Do they go for it again here? No. Going to go ahead and attack at 10 damage, hopefully here in the 130s. As they burn that last heal more, it's a good one. Gets them all the way back up to max. Probably 2 more attacks. Oh, never mind. 2 more attacks not needed. The 11 is enough. Sylverfyre takes out the Dragon Lord and just going to wait for that dot done to come in as Sylverfyre commences with the niceties here. Gonna go ahead and take a quick chat with the king. And yes, Sylverfyre drops the dot done and has finished in second place with the official SRL time of 1 hour, 55 minutes, and 5 seconds. And immediately, still asleep. That is the story of the race. With that ding, I believe Sylverfyre is in here, maybe even quick enough to hear me read out that comment. Sylverfyre, congratulations on finishing out the seed. And how do you...
I'm sorry, I was still asleep. What?
RNG did you absolutely no favors in this seed, my friend. That was some of the most brutal RNG I have seen in a long, long time.
Yeah, really unfortunate as we watched you, go northwest first. I can't remember if you found anything right outside the swamp cave to the northwest, but maybe you stumbling across that.
I saw the cave, and
the
I'm
grave,
like, I'm not.
I
saw the grave, and I'm like, I am not in the mood for searching dark caves right now. I want to find a town.
Yeah, and it was a little
unfortunate. Our stats were garbage. Yeah, I realized Caitlin was not that far away. Like, our stats were garbage. We had some money to spend. Like, I didn't want to go diving caves without buying some equipment.
Yeah, and I think in most cases that would have been the absolutely the best move, especially at one point you even had enough money for a broadsword or maybe half plate and a hand axe.
Yeah,
but
I tried. After 3 or 4 deaths in a row, I made sure it's okay, I'll drop a key, pick up another 500 gold, so I have enough to buy a hand axe and some chainmail or a broadsword or something like that, something seriously good. I mean, even when I finally did find Garenham, I got I think it was copper sword, chainmail, small shield, which was a substantial help over what we had before, over nothing.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree. Angel FM at one point was able to pick up a hand axe for himself to have a little bit of a lead in the attack damage stat, but picking up that little bit of equipment did help you out a lot there. And also, one thing that helped you out a lot as well is you did find Cole and Garenham considerably earlier than Angel FM. Angel finding Cantlin and the grave before you did, but finding out Cole actually kind of, I think at one point would basically have given you the knowledge that the token had to be in the grave before Angel FM figured it out. And so we were kind of wondering if Angel was going to take a little bit longer to find Garenham and confirm that he needed to go back into the grave, but was able to make some pretty good progress on the map, not quite running into some of the RNG troubles that you did, and played an excellent race overall. I think it's one worth watching back.
Dying on screen from 2 towns.
Oh yeah, no, just an absolute nightmare. Every single time you entered those desert tiles, it was a green dragon saying, "Nope, do not pass go, do not collect $200."
I was finding them in the grasslands.
Yeah, those dragons were not nice to you. It was.
And I ran the numbers. I had a 60 to 70% chance to run. And then like a couple times I tried to throw out a stop spell instead to be like, maybe they don't have very much stop spell resistance and I could just block the sleep. Nope.
Yeah, really unfortunate. I do believe, maybe we can throw it back up again on the screen. I do believe it was either 7 of 16 or 9 of 16. So either slightly better or slightly worse than a coin flip.
I tried 4 or 5 times to land stop spells on them. I did not land a single stop spell on a green dragon for the entire run.
Yeah, just RNG continuing to be the bane of Sylverfyre's existence. Very, very unfortunate, but well done, I must say, to finish and make the race as close as it was. You were entering Sherlock right as Angel FM finished, of course, but yeah, you can see it right there on the COD counter that we just added to our tracker. 17 deaths for Sylverfyre, most of them coming very, very early in the race. Angel FM with 12 deaths of his own, some of those coming very early in the race as well. He was no stranger to the AK-47s right outside the swamp cave and even the rogue scorpions in the desert just to the south. But yeah, RNG just not being kind in this particular seed. Very unfortunate. So any other thoughts you have?
I feel it too loud pointing out during that Sherlock dive, I failed to run from a red dragon 9 times. Those were also coin flips because I had 91 agility.
Yeah, we noted that one. That was interesting. Just another example of RNG definitely not going your way.
It's like I thought I picked the agility build for a reason. That's supposed to mean I'm better at running from things.
Yeah, unfortunately, the dice roll's coming up snake eyes again in the early going, but heroic effort here to finish out this seed after Angel FM had finished up. And I do want to go ahead and give a quick shout out to Sylverfyre, you personally, and Sparkover in chat, because you two running this Dragon Warrior randomizer at RPG Limit Break back in May. I mean, I have to imagine, I looked at Angel FM's stats and Angel on SRL. Angel FM first picked up this randomizer at the end of May, and I have to imagine that was right after seeing you two race the randomizer at RPG Limit Break. Has just been stellar so far. Already up to number 4 on the leaderboards, but not only that, that exposure that you and Sparkover gave to this randomizer community helped us to double our entrance over last year. And I just want to say thank you for submitting that, because it's given us twice the amount of races to call and twice the number of people to show up. And I think that that's only going to cascade further into continuing to grow this randomizer. So, RNG, unfortunately, being a little bit of a roadblock today. But as Sparkover said in chat, yes, you two absolutely did it good. So thank you once again for doing that.
Thank you. And,
so we do have one more.
I think there's a few people excited about the bracket rolls.
Absolutely, yeah. I did want to say we do have a bit of business to give on here. As Angel FM going to move on to 2-0, Sylverfyre going to move on to 1-1. That does complete our week 2 races, and so we can go ahead. Unless Z-Man, if you had any questions for Sylverfyre, if you had any more comments. Otherwise, we can maybe move it on to the week 3 matchup. So I do want to go ahead and let both of you get one last word.
No, I think you guys have pretty well covered it all. So, do you have any final words?
I'm just excited for these bracket rolls.
All right. Well, with that, I think we can go ahead and get this underway.